All right, so if you're a founder, you already know this. AI feels like a complete superpower, right? But you also probably know that it can be this incredibly deep, time-sucking rabbit hole. So let's dive into that. Because today we're going to talk about how to use AI to really leverage your unique founder's brain without getting totally lost in the weeds.
And yeah, this slide just nails that central conflict, doesn't it? You've got the promise on one side, rapid prototyping, creating content in seconds, doing deep research in minutes. It's amazing. But then there's the flip side, the peril. That endless hunt for the perfect AI tool, redoing work you literally just did, and completely losing sight of what you were even trying to do. Does that sound at all familiar?
And that right there, that's what we're calling the founder's rabbit hole. You know the feeling. It's that all too common experience of how a perfectly clear, simple plan somehow just descends into total chaos.
Now here's what's so great about this. This is actually a self-portrait. Ian, the creator of the workshop this is all based on, he shared that this exact thing happened to him while he was making this very presentation. He started with a really simple, focused outline. But that temptation, to just add one more thing, it totally took over. And he ended up with this sprawling, super complex map of all these different tools and features.
Yeah, and he put it perfectly right here. He said he'd expanded the scope so much that he just started getting lost in the point of it all. It's such a classic trap, isn't it? The process of just exploring and building with these cool new AI tools becomes so fun, so stimulating, that we completely forget why we even started in the first place.
Okay, but here's the really crucial part. This is the reframe. That tendency to go down these rabbit holes, it's not a flaw, it's not something wrong with you, it's actually a feature. It's part of your brain's design as a founder.
Just look at these 4 traits. You've got curiosity spikes, that jolt you get from a new discovery. Then there's novelty rewards. Our brains just love new and shiny things. Hyperfocus, that desire to get it perfectly right. And connection making, that ability to see how everything could potentially link together. These are the exact strengths that make you a great founder, but they're also the exact things that make the infinite possibilities of AI so dangerously alluring.
So, what do we do about it? How do we manage this? Well, what we need is a protocol, a kind of anti-rabbit hole framework to pull ourselves back from the edge. So let's break down this simple, really actionable system.
Okay, and the framework is really just 3 simple steps. That's it. Number 1, you have to notice the signs that you're starting to drift. Number 2, you reground yourself in what your actual goal was. And finally, number 3, you recenter on only the absolute essential things you need to do to move forward.
All right, let's break down step 1, noticing the signs. So what does this actually feel like in the moment? Well, it feels like your project scope is suddenly ballooning out of control. It looks like having, 20 different browser tabs open for research instead of actually finishing the one thing you started. And it sounds a lot like you telling yourself you need to rebuild a system that, if we're being honest, was already working just fine.
So once you've noticed you're kind of lost in the weeds, it's time for step 2, reground in the goal. And look, this is not about beating yourself up, not at all. It's just about hitting pause and asking yourself a few really simple but really powerful questions to cut through all the noise that you've just created.
And this first question, this might be the most important one of them all. You have to forget about all the cool features and the shiny new tools for just a second and just ask, what am I actually trying to accomplish here? Not the fancy, complicated version, but the real core objective.
Okay, the next question forces some brutal honesty. It's all about prioritization. You have to ask, is this new feature or this new tool or this new direction, is it necessary right now? Because let's be real, so often the answer is just no. It's a great idea for later, maybe, but it's a distraction today.
And finally, this is the big gut check question for that tangent you've gone off on. Does this new direction truly serve the goal? Is it a genuine strategic improvement that gets you closer to what you want? Or is it just, a more interesting, more novel distraction?
Answering those questions, it leads you right into step 3, recenter on the essentials. And the whole goal here is to just cut through all that complexity you've built up. Your default setting, your bias, should always be toward action. So strip away the noise, stop the endless research, and just find the absolute simplest, most direct path to make progress on your actual goal.
Okay, so theory is great and all right, but let's see how this framework actually plays out in a real-world, high-stakes situation. Let's take a look at how one founder went from feeling totally overwhelmed to taking really focused action.
So this is Jia Gill. She's a founder, and she knew she had a big problem with her sales process. And it wasn't just some vague feeling. It was visceral. It was painful. She could feel that her disorganization was costing her opportunities and costing her real money. And that discomfort, that's usually what kicks off the whole trip down the rabbit hole.
So what was her solution? Well, her brain went big. She envisioned this massive, fully automated A to Z sales system. We're talking complex funnels, lead scoring, multiple qualification stages, automated deal tracking, the whole shebang. It was this beautiful, perfect vision, but it was so complex that it led to complete paralysis. She didn't know where to even start.
Okay, so let's apply the framework. We hit pause on that grand, overwhelming vision, and we ask that first super important grounding question: what is Jag actually trying to accomplish here?
And the answer, once she stripped away all of that complexity, it was incredibly simple. The core problem wasn't that she was missing some sophisticated marketing automation platform. The real core need was, in her own words, just having an organized list of potential customers. That's it. That was the real problem.
And this just illustrates the power of the framework so perfectly. You see on the left, you've got the initial vision, this huge, intimidating system that's basically impossible to start building. But on the right, you have the simple, essential action that the framework uncovered: just create an organized list. I mean, one leads to paralysis and the other leads to immediate, actual progress.
So, what are the big takeaways here? What should you remember from all this? First, remember that AI is your tool. It's not your master. Second, your brain's design, with its love for shiny new things and making connections, it's a feature, not a bug. You just have to learn how to manage it. Third, use a simple framework, just like this one, to notice when you're drifting, reground yourself, and recenter. And finally, always lean toward the simplest path forward.
And that brings us to the final and probably the most important question. It's for you. After seeing all this, where are you feeling that pull of the rabbit hole in your own work right now? What's one simple action, just one, that you can take this week to get yourself back on track?